This is Weekly Premier League, where me, the host, the Turkey Champion, shows you what is happening throughout the week in Barclays Premier League. We have also got our guest today, SuperNicksFifa. He'll be joining us later on in the episode. So this is a series where we talk about the Premier League and its big transfers, or just any transfers, and actually its latest rumours. It's big news such as manager problems, player problems, stuff like that, and scores that will be all flashing along the bottom there at every time throughout the whole video. So yeah, this series is basically where you get my opinion and some of my guests' opinion on what's happening out in the Premier League and what they think about it. So this is going to be a weekly series. I hope you enjoy this. So I am joined by my guest, Super Nick FIFA.
Hello, guys.
So our first topic of the day is Gareth Bale. So what are your thoughts on this?
Really expensive, but he just hit form in the past year, so it's gonna be difficult to see how he does at Real Madrid, because if he does continue his form that he left off on Tottenham, then he'll be worth it, especially him combining with Ronaldo and Isco, but he could potentially be a flop. I can see it happening, but I think Ancelotti will get the best out of him.
Yes, the likelihood of a flop is pretty low, but as you know, Robinho did not do too well as you know, from leaving Madrid to City.
Yeah, there's been moves like that, but Bale, it's gonna see if his form was temporary or this is his class, and he is as good as he was last season. But it's difficult to say because it does show initiative for Real Madrid, because after Barcelona buying Neymar, I think this kind of matches them up and shows that they're still competing.
Yes, as the fight for the Liga BVA title now it's still it's getting a bit more closer now, as both teams have very strong teams now, as Real Madrid are more probably the more solid defensively team, as Sergio Ramos and
for many players, but yeah, and on the attack though, it's really intriguing because Bale, Ronaldo, Messi, Neymar. Bale and Ronaldo are definitely the more athletic and strong, but Messi, Neymar are just more skillful, I think.
Yes, so the 24-year-old midfielder is currently worth around about the £57 million mark and is likely to leave for £86 million, says the Daily Telegraph, which was printed yesterday. So is the likelihood of this going to happen?
Well, yeah, I think so, because even though they're paying a lot above his market value, that's what you have to do in the modern market. You just have to kind of just splash the cash, That's what Arsenal don't do, and look where they are, barely scraping the top four every season. So I think it's what they had to do if they wanted to sign Bale.
Yes, that is another big point. A lot of teams you have to overpay for the big players, and Arsenal and not only sign Yaya Sanogo. That is an awful move, actually. Yaya Sanogo hasn't even played for Arsenal yet,
they need more signings than that. It's that simple. Every team is improving and getting new recruits, and then it's them with one free transfer. It's a joke, but
yes. Yeah, so back on the Bale now.
Yeah.
All right. So he has been at Tottenham for nearly 6 years now, and he's played left back, midfield, and all over midfield as well.
Yeah, versatile. At Madrid, I think it's going to be him on the right, Ronaldo on the left, because that will be the most deadly. I think he can cut in and shoot, and then Ronaldo will be on his favored left side, and then obviously he'll probably have Benzema up front and then Isco in the center. So that does sound very deadly.
So who do you think will be out of Real Madrid to make way for Bale, Ozil or Di Maria?
I would say the smart choice actually would be Ozil, just because Ozil is probably better than Di Maria, but he can lower the price down just that little bit more, save some money for Real, because with Isco and Modric, they really don't need Ozil, and he'll give them a little bit more value for money, because he'll just lower the Gareth Bale fee more than Di Maria would, and Di Maria they could still use, as a substitute for Bale, because you never know. But I think it's gonna be Di Maria anyways, because Real won't want to lose Ozil.
Yes, the likelihood is that Di Maria is off to a few clubs such as Arsenal and maybe back to Argentina, but I highly doubt that. But he's going to want another. He's going to want a Champions League playing Team Di Maria, as it's not like he's that bad. He just won't get games.
Yeah, I think the Premier League might be the place for him. Maybe Arsenal. It just sounds like because Arsenal need a good signing, he needs a place where he'll play week in, week out. So it sounds like it might work out.
So yes, this has been the topic of Gareth Bale. Leave in the comments or hit us up on Twitter at the Turkey Champion and at SuperNicksFifa. Actually, no, it's not. It's at Trading Dips Foot. So yeah, this has been the Gareth Bale story. Now it is on to Willian, the latest Chelsea signing, and obviously SuperNicksFifa is a Chelsea fan. So yes, let's hear your opinion.
I'm pleased with this, but we didn't need him, so I think this could mean that Mata is going to be out the door, maybe a swap for Rooney, which, at first notice you think that's a bad idea because Mata, I believe, is a player that's worth more than Rooney, but Mata's the player Manchester United need. Chelsea, they need more of a striker, and with Willian, Hazard, and Oscar, I think we're fine. So I think that could be what Willian means, but I also think it's great to weaken Spurs a bit because, obviously, they were on the verge of signing him, but now that's affected them. So I think it was a smart move by Mourinho to do that, just to kind of frustrate Andre Villas-Boas and make it harder for him before the start of the season.
Yes, as Tottenham now will be stuck without another good player, as their latest signing really has it, or their signings have been good, but they haven't been anything as near as good as Gareth Bale. Which is a problem.
Yep. Because it's not easy to find a player that will replace him, and I think Willian was as close as they were going to get. So that's a problem for Villas-Boas.
But the current rumours are that a centre back from the Ukrainian league called Vlad Kristec from I don't know, it's a team in the Ukrainian league, is pretty much on the verge of signing, as Kabul has pretty much dropped him from absolutely completely.
Yeah, so it's encouraging. They've made some good signings. Soldado, obviously Paulinho, Kursakic, I think his name is, the center back. But they could still be improved, obviously, because of the Gareth Bale thing. But they'll have money to spend, and they will get some players from Real Madrid. So it's obviously not a complete disaster for Tottenham, but for Chelsea, I think it was a really smart move just to hijack it at the last second. But because now we have another great Brazilian attacking midfielder who again can, he can play left wing, he can play attacking mid. So he's versatile, he's going to be dangerous as usual, and he's just going to cause problems. And to compete with the title, I think you need quality and numbers and depth, and I think Willian provides that because, if you look at all of our attacking midfielders, we have too many good ones. Our attacking trio, we can rotate it with Europe, the FA Cup, the Premier League. So overall, I think he just makes the squad depth a lot stronger too.
Yes, as Spurs, they do have a slight squad depth, but nowhere near as much as Chelsea. But as Bale is leaving, Lamela looks like he's on the verge of signing as well. Lamela, the right mid, or the right winger from Roma, actually. This is a deal that is very likely to happen now.
Yep, Lamela, he's a very, very good player. He can't quite replace Bale, but it's good initiative from Spurs because it shows that this year they want to get in the Champions League and they want to get in there. They don't want to just scrape it. They want to sweep Arsenal, I think, this year. And I think they're capable of it because their squad is much better than Arsenal's at the current moment. So, showing initiative, now they're replacing their players when they sell them. So, I think Villas-Boas has kind of improved the mindset of the club as well because, they always knew how to spend before, but now they're spending in the right ways. So I think Villas-Boas has improved that.
Okay, so was the price of 30 million too much for Willian, as he has barely played over the past year or so for Shakhtar and Anzi?
I think it is a little too much, because Willian, obviously, he hasn't played that much. 26.5 million is his market value. If you could get him for around that price, I think it would be a little bit more of a deal because obviously, but with the modern market, what do you expect? Of course, he's gonna go for around that much. But yeah, personally, I do not think he's worth that much. Although he is very good whenever I've seen him play. Obviously in the Russian league, and when he did play for Shakhtar. But yeah, it's a little bit overpriced, I've got to say.
So the current Spurs team now is also looking pretty nice with players like with Lloris in goal, Vertonghen, the new signing from Ukrainian league, Danny Rose, Michael Dawson, Benoit Suekoto, who will probably be replaced by Fabio Coentrao, Kyle Norton and Walker, Capone, Sandro, Paulinho, Moussa Dembele, Bale is on the verge of leaving but is still there. Lewis Holtby, who was a very good signing in the winter's transfers. Aaron Lennon, Soldado, Chelsea, Adebayor and Defoe. That's a very solid team.
Yeah, that is a solid team. Not quite a title-winning team, but just give them a few years, and I think they could turn into a team that's competing for the title if they keep Villas-Boas, because, you have to give him credit. After he failed at Chelsea, everyone just writ him off, and then the first few games at Tottenham were a disaster, but he did turn things around. So I think this season he can get the top 4 for them, and from there I think he'll just keep improving. So yeah, that is a solid team, and it looks promising for them, but also you have to say that both Chelsea and Man City have bolstered their squads. So again, you could also say that it could be a much longer time before they compete with those teams because, even though the Spurs squad is solid, if you look at the Chelsea and Manchester City squads now, it's ridiculous how deep they are, with all the midfielders they've signed, and Manchester City obviously signing Kovacic and Negredo. So it's still going to be hard for Spurs, but it does look promising.
Yeah, so this has been the story on Willian and Spurs. Leave your opinions in the comments or leave it on our Twitters in the description below. So SuperNicksFifa couldn't be a part of the rest of this video as I was unable to reach him. So we are going on to the first story of the day, and that is Cardiff City versus Manchester City, as that was a pretty shock result. 3-2 to Cardiff. 2 goals from Fraser Campbell and 1 from Gunnarsson. The City goals came from Dzeko and Negredo. That is just Pellegrini not getting started with the team yet. I don't think this is going to be a frequent thing for the City, but many people blame it on Garcia playing over Company due to injury. As you know, Company is unable to play for over a month. So will that affect them? Will that affect City for the next month? They have got they're going to struggle in the league if they have to go out with without Company, as it's not going to be their defense. It's strong. Like Zabaleta, he's a very strong player, but can they do it without him? Literally, because the next games are up against Hull, Stoke, United, which is going to be very important for them to win, and Villa. So Stoke can be dangerous because with missing Vincent Company, their aerial threats. Stoke will have their aerial threats and be able to destroy them. Hull won't have much effect on them. I don't think Hull can beat them, but does Pellegrini need to bring in a new player? Leave in the description or leave in the comments or hit me up on Twitter, as you know, that'll be in the description. What you think? But there have been rumours for people to go to City. Papadopoulos and Dimitris, 2 centre backs who are potentially good signings, but they're not anything as good as Vincent Company, and Julian Draxler has may take the move as well to the BPL, but I highly doubt that as well. So is this going to be a massive problem for them? But to stop focusing on how shit City are, let's go talk about Cardiff. After winning the championship last season, they They weren't predicted to stay up the first season. I don't think they were going to. I know Hull will probably do it, as Hull more of a Premier League side. Cardiff, this is their first season in the Premier League ever, so they're going to struggle a bit. But Palace, oh yeah, Palace is going to go back down again. They've never stayed up in one season out of the 6 times they've been in the Premier League. So yeah, so the new signings obviously being Corco being a big one, and Cornelius on the bench. They were the big ones, but oh yeah, and Gary Mendel obviously. They're good signings. Cornelius comes from an unknown league, but does it really matter? The Danish league has produced Christian Eriksen. And yeah, Christian Eriksen, that's all I've got actually, yeah. And Denmark can create good players. They got Agger, Eriksen, I don't know any other Danish players. Sorensen, and yeah, and Jørgensen, he's a good player. And Poulsen, great players. And that's the sort of players they can produce. And he's only 20, I believe he's a young player, 21, 22 years old, and good player, but Cornelius only playing 8 minutes of the game, so obviously didn't have much of an effect. Is this a return of events we could be seeing a lot from Cardiff? I doubt it. I can see them finishing around about the 16th place mark. That would be fair enough. But the stats do not go in Cardiff way. They've got 9 gut shots, 6 on targets, 3 goals. But on the other hand, City have got 16 shots, 5 on target, 8 and 8 corners. City were not using their chances, and to spend 100 million on 4 strikers, Dzeko, Negredo, Aguero, and Jovetic, and not be able to put away 2 goals out of 16 shots, that shouldn't be happening. City should be challenging for a title, not being able to finish. That's not really good enough for a City team. And 8 corners not doing anything from there. That doesn't show any. Has been Weekly Premier League. If you want to get involved in the show, drop a comment, add me on or follow me on Twitter to know more news about this. And yeah, it's been TheTurkeyChampion. Please like, subscribe, and in a bit, guys, go sub to SuperNicksFifa. His link will be in the description. So yeah, in a bit.